Excuse the wind. Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashely Liliana and I'm a Latinx who has lived, traveled, and volunteered abroad. So in today's video, vlog actually, a week in my life, quarantine edition, you'll see me kind of relearn, rediscover the importance of routine. If you have seen any of my blog posts or my post on Instagram, you'll see me talk about the importance of routine when moving abroad. And although I knew this already, you know, you'll see throughout the vlog me talk about routine, the importance of routine, you know, the struggle and the difficulty that I had this time around incorporating a routine that I had solidified in New York City and trying to take, you know, parts of that routine and created my own routine or a new routine here in Santiago, you know, throughout my 10-day quarantine. Now, before anyone freaks out about why was I doing a 10-day quarantine, if you saw my video last week where I talk about what you need to know traveling to Chile, you'll hear me mention a 10-day quarantine. So whether you are a resident, a citizen, or a tourist, it is required that you do a 10-day quarantine upon arriving in Chile. So if anyone is interested in either coming to Chile for long-term, moving to Chile, or just visiting Chile, make sure you check out that video. Okay, so now let's get into the vlog and make sure you stick around until the end where I will share the tips that I learned this time around and prior about building and creating that new routine abroad.
¿Viste el olor que sacó? ¿Lo sientes? No, lo veo tan de...
Tenemos ensalada chilena y pastel de chocolate. So I use almond milk. I am a vegetarian. I do consume eggs, but I try to limit my dairy consumption as much as possible. I do love eggs and cheese, especially the cheese in Chile. It's really good. That was the fridge, my bad. And last but not least, mix. Okay, so now we have our iced coffee. So let's go turn on our computer and stuff for class. Seems like a really cloudy day. I had breakfast, and also there was a party. There were like 30 people that were at some birthday party, and they were even hiding under the mattress. I'm about to actually do some exercise and work out, but that kind of just reminded me, and I wanted to briefly kind of touch on about you know, creating a routine when you move abroad. So moving abroad can be, one of the challenging parts about it is that in the beginning, it kind of seems like you are taking almost a vacation or some sort of like short-term travel, and you want to like indulge on all of the foods and kind of experience everything like almost in a week. And that's kind of something that I found myself like just within this week of quarantine is like trying the food, you know, filming everything, like trying to fit everything into 1 week, and kind of have to remind myself that I am living here at least for 3 months. And so it is more of a long-term stay, whether you are, you know, traveling long-term or you know, moving abroad for a year or so, and you try to fit everything into this 1 week, and the reality is that you have like all of this time to adjust. And so I kind of found myself, you know, slipping with my exercise routine and my food routine. Back, almost a year ago now, but during quarantine, I started taking my health a bit, more seriously and being more intentional about it with eating and with exercising. I was very consistent, and I was and exercising in the morning, and I had built kind of this routine for a year. But of course, when you move abroad, things change, and I am living with my friend right now, and so he has his own routine. And so kind of adding myself into that, trying to either find a balance between like the same kind of routine and also my own routine and what works for me. And so I found that just in the first like few days now here of being here in Chile in quarantine, I was eating, all the foods that I love, and not really working out. So that's kind of just like added a new element to it. And so, well, there's a ramble that I'm gonna have to edit out. Is what I really wanted to say, and I kind of mentioned this on my Instagram maybe a few weeks ago, last month, about moving abroad and kind of keeping those same routines. And now here I am having to live, and follow my own advice, but it's super important. And one thing that I wanted to say is, yes, is to take the routine from home and implement it here. Let's say you have like a workout plan or something at home. Do the same here. You have to make some adjustments. I don't have all of my dumbbells or all of the bands that I would use at home, but make do with what you have, water bottles, items from your house. I'm not a workout expert. This is not what this is, but it's being that flexible and adjusting to the new way of life. So this is just a glimpse of my workout. So did by Diane Vanessa. She is, fitness and lifestyle, kind of like influencer on Instagram. She's also a fellow Latina. So if anybody is interested, that will be down below, her Instagram and a link to her website. And welcome back. So today is day 10 of quarantine, and I'm very excited because tomorrow it means that I'm basically free. I actually just got finished recording with one of my dear friends, Jose, for a series of sorts that I am trying out on my YouTube channel, so I'm super excited about that. It's like a drink and chit chat series, but in the context is living abroad, and what to expect and what that experience is like. And so, hopefully it helps other people in their journey of deciding to live abroad, or helps them get the confidence to make that leap for themselves.
Lazio. ¿Qué pasa si gana?
Si el Lazio gana, gana los 3 puntos, y el Inter de Milán no ganaría 0, igual que el Milan.
Ajá.
Y el Milan quedaría todavía primero. Sí, tiene que ganar sí o sí, por lo menos 2-1.
So earlier today, I was talking to my friend Jose, and we were talking about living abroad and preparation for that, and just different topics, living abroad and culture shock and whatnot. And we were talking about routine, and we mentioned that is like the importance of routine, and how we think that sometimes routine, we travel or we move abroad to kind of get away from routine, to get away from like the same monotonous thing that we're doing kind of every day, for something new, for something that's adventurous. And we kind of romanticize the idea of like being abroad, living abroad, and kind of getting away from our everyday routine. I actually realized the importance of routine and creating that routine, and how important it is to actually stay grounded. And there was something that he said that I thought was so poignant. He said that routine allows you to be present. It allows you to experience the moment that you're in. And I think that's so true, because creating that routine, whether it's getting up and making your coffee like you saw me do in in the vlog, having that routine abroad, specifically abroad, allows you to stay grounded and stay present and be aware of like your surroundings and enjoy the small little moments that make living abroad, you know, magical. Final day of quarantine. Look at that. Here are some of the tips that I want to share with you when it comes to creating a routine. This is, you know, not an expert speaking. This is just from my personal experience, what I kind of just gathered throughout the week and reflecting kind of back, watching, you know, the video as I'm editing this video, watching everything that I've learned and just what I would say to my past self and to anyone else who is moving abroad for the first time. Some tips that I want to share with you on creating that routine abroad. List out your non-negotiables. And what I mean by that, what are some of your habits, things that you do every day, every morning that are a must, that no matter where you are in the world, you have to do, you have to complete. That can be exercise, that can be meditating in the morning, that can be reading 10 minutes before bed. For me, for example, this might be silly for some people, but if you know me, it's having my coffee every morning. No matter where I am, what city, it's finding a way to get my coffee in the morning right after I wake up. That for me is like a sign of starting my day, of getting energized, of starting work. So think about your routine at home. What are some of those non-negotiables and list them out. Is observe. And what I mean by that is if you are still in your home country and you're able to kind of observe your routine, look at your routine at home and observe it. What is it that you do every day? Write it out, list it out. If you are now abroad and you're watching this, reflect on what your routine at home is like. What did you do in the morning, in the afternoons, in the evenings, at night? Look at that routine, maybe list it out or write it out. What is it that you did on a day-to-day basis? Then look or observe your routine now, or the one that you're trying to do every day abroad. Look at that. What is it that you're doing naturally? What is it the things that you're trying to do? And write and list those out, and list out that routine or the things that you're doing abroad. I would take the two and kind of see, okay, what is it that I am doing both in my home country, both overseas? What is something that I need to do, you know, abroad? What is something new that I'm doing abroad that I want to continue doing? Start early. So when you move abroad, the first day, 2 week, you know, sometimes you're so overwhelmed and your adrenaline is on a high and you are trying to, you know, explore the neighborhood, the city, the country, even all in a week. And it's kind of easy to lose sight for the fact that you're going to be living there for a long period of time. And so you have time to explore, to see your neighborhood, to see a city. You don't have to fit every single thing all in 1 week. Building a routine early will really help you kind of set yourself up, you know, for the other stuff that comes with living abroad, you know, honeymoon period over and all the culture shock comes in and the frustration and, you know, maybe there's fear, maybe there's the anxiety, the loneliness that comes with living abroad. So kind of having that routine and starting with that routine early will really help. Be open and be flexible. Really important when creating a new routine abroad. Sometimes, you know, when you are living abroad, you're exposed to a new culture, a new way of life, and you might start seeing, you know, different routines or different habits that people do, you know, in the country that you're living in, and you start saying, you know, I want to incorporate those things, and that might become part of your new routine. So be open and be flexible to that. You know, do not think that you have to kind of stick to this. The reason why you want to start early this routine is so you can change it and adapt it for it to fit, you know, your new lifestyle. And the last tip, be consistent and have patience. Building a new routine, you know, creating new habits, whatever it is, it's always important to be consistent, right? With anything in life. Consistency, right, is the key. And so with creating that new routine abroad, it's the same, having that consistency, right? Keep in mind though, yeah, still be flexible and be open, but be consistent in that kind of trial and error that is creating a new routine abroad. When you are building anything, you're creating something new, when you're building a new life abroad, it requires patience, right? And a little bit of kindness towards yourself. You know, do not, like I said, don't beat yourself up, you know, over not sticking to your routine. Allow it to change, allow it to, you know, evolve from what you first created. But be consistent, whether it's starting without just those non-negotiables, right? Drinking coffee every morning, whatever it is, be consistent with those things. But still allow that room for change, for adapting, for flexibility, and have patience with yourself. All right, I hope my tips help. Best of luck in your life abroad, and thank you so much for watching. Until next time, ciao.